Thank you very much for the invitation and for the possibility that we give me to communicate with you. Actually, I'm not 100% sure what is the object of my speech, but anyway, I have heard so many things, and I have really a crash course in India these 2 days that I have a lot to say in a few minutes that I have at my disposition. So I guess that my object is something about the picture of India around the world, how India is viewed by the world opinion. But let me start by a deviation, commenting something that I have heard here some minutes before. And this is about the fear that the rapprochement of the alliance between China and Russia will create some problems for India in case that there is a hot confrontation with China. So I must say that probably this will not be a problem for India, because there has been recently a shifting of diplomatic paradigm and of the way that we understand how international relations they function. I refer to a certain country, an Asian country. I don't want to name the country and the head of the state, but they have proven that you can do both things. I mean that when there is a cruel, violent war like the one between Ukraine and Russia, you can at the same time be an ally and a partner of both sides. You can, for instance, selling killing weapons to the one side, to Ukraine, and at the same time, you can assist Russia in order to bypass the sanctions that were imposed upon him, making your country and your economy a corridor for this bypassing. And as long as you do that, while you are doing that, at the same time you are applauded and praised by international community, but by everybody. So I think probably Mr. Putin will have a similar choice in this case. That I hope that it will not come. It will not become a reality, and there will not be a confrontation between China and India. This is the wish of all of us, of everybody of us. Now, let me come to the issue of the picture of India around the world. In the first place, I would like to go further to another thing that I have heard today here, and I will try to give an explanation of what is diplomatic relations explained to an 11-year-old boy, not 12-year, 11-year-old boy. And what I would say to an 11-year-old boy is the following. Diplomacy is the field of egoism. Not necessarily with a negative nuance and notion, but is the field of the way to better live your life. What I mean by that? Diplomatic relations occur usually in binary combinations. There are two parts. There is one weak part, and there is a strong part, and each part has his own motivation. If you are the weak part, your aim is to survive. If you are the strong part of this connection, then your aim is to feed yourself better at the expense of the weak part. This is the rule. They say that in rules there are exceptions. I would say that this is an iron rule. This is an iron rule, and there are no exceptions to this rule. Almost. And why I say almost? Because there is a country that is almost on the brink of becoming an exception. It's not an exception, at least until now, but it can become an exception. And this country exists, and if it not existed, we should have invented this country, and this country is India. And it's because of that I feel that I'm a friend of India, and I was a friend of India before coming here, and even before somebody told me that I would become the ambassador of Greece in India. You know, I'm an old guy. I was born in 1956, and you know, I have in my mind some pictures of some countries. You know, when somebody refers to some country, there is one picture that was the strongest of every other picture that it comes to my mind. And I would say frankly to you, for instance, for USA, the picture that it comes, I grew up in the 60s. I started understanding the world in the 60s. The first image that it comes to my mind is a naked Vietnamese girl with their clothes burned by the explosion of a napalm bomb, crying and running. Okay, this is the picture that it comes to my mind when somebody refers to USA. When somebody refers to Soviet Union and Russia as well, because Russia was Soviet Union, the picture that comes in my mind is the Russian tanks invading Czechoslovakia. Okay, when somebody refers to China, the first picture that comes to my mind is the Red Guards brandishing the Red Book and shouting or barking, I don't know, to their bourgeois enemies. Okay, you know, I moved. Which is the picture that it comes to my mind, what I heard about India. I don't remember the name of the character, but I know the name of the actress and of the movie. It is Nargis with their children drawn on the field. Okay, in Mother India, yes. And this is a picture of a nation that toils for a better life. And before that, he fought for its independence. And because I come from a country that craves for, is craving for international justice and also for peace, I understand very well this country. And you know, I cannot imagine that if, I don't know if it is correct, if it is correct to strive for greatness, as I have heard here yesterday. But I don't know. Maybe we must strive for other things in our diplomatic relations. Yes, but I cannot imagine, even if 50 or 100 years India becomes the strongest country in the world with the strongest military force and the highest GDP, that at a certain time it will declare that there is a threat, an imminent threat in Paraguay, and it will go to invade Paraguay in order to annihilate this threat. India will not do that. India will not do that. And although I know that there are some problems, I must say that there are, at the present moment, there are some shadows in your picture around the world. I think that you will erase these shadows, and I think that you will be continuing to play this very useful role that we are playing now as one of the voices, or rather the voice of the Global South. And to conclude all that, and coming to other particular issues that were discussed here, you know, I come from a country where one of the main branches of economy is the merchant fleet. And you know, it's a small country, but it's a country of navigators, Greece, and 1/5, 20% of the international sea trade is carried out, is conducted by merchant fleet, by the Greek merchant fleet. And so what we really want is that we have to open maritime routes, safe maritime routes, and peaceful maritime routes. And it's because of that that we are very much in accordance with India about the respect that the international community should be giving to UNCLOS and international law and international law in general. Okay, there are other things that there is no time now to expand to that. What I say is that I feel that India is strong but not arrogant, and please remain so. Thank you.